Uh-oh. Oh boy. Hopefully that is not pumping into the ceiling. It is. Oh boy, we got problems. Welcome back. You're watching the #1 home improvement YouTube channel in the entire world. Today I've got another home improvement, home maintenance project for you to watch. As you can tell, I'm in a closet underneath a set of stairs. I got a sump pit here that happens to have a wire coming out of it. And I did not rig this up. I just was looking around and found it unplugged. And then I said, wonder if there's any water down in there. And what other critters have gotten in down there? The purpose of this video is, one, to show you how to maintain and clean your sump pump and pit, as well as to show off this little device here, the Jackery 1000. So what does this thing connect to? This connects to a perimeter drain around the base of the foundation. Some people call it a French drain. It's just a perimeter drain, and it collects groundwater that has come down next to the foundation and directs it here. So what we're going to do is plug the Jackery into this outlet, then plug the sump pump into the Jackery. Why would you want to do that? Well, I want to thank a lot of the commenters on the last video I did on a solar generator. They said, hey, I think plugging that into a sump pump would be a great idea, because when you have major storms, high winds, flooding, often the power goes out. And if the power's out, your sump pump doesn't kick on and work. That's one of the main purposes of this video, is to see if that theory works. This is a check valve, so water goes out, but water can't go back in. Hope there's nothing in here. There could be a drowned rat in here for all I know. Ooh, oh, there's quite a bit in there. There's a good 10, 12 inches. It's almost up to the top of the sump pump. And hopefully that sump pump works, or else this video isn't gonna work all that great. Plugging into the Jackery. As soon as I plug this in, that pump should kick on, I think. There it goes. Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Hopefully that is not pumping into the ceiling. It is. Oh boy, we got problems. Oh boy. Yep. Okay, well, luckily it wasn't too much water. We got, well, this is going to change things up a bit. We know the Jackery works, and we got a whole bunch of water now. Okay, the pipe, sump pump pipe, it's glued, but oh boy, I can already tell. So right about here is where that pipe comes into, and it should run this way and go straight out the side of the house. Let's see what we got up in here. I should be able to get up and look down in. Maybe. Oh, I need a light. Okay. Here's the pipe, and there is the joint right there. They must have forgot to glue it. Let's show you guys what I found. Still rolling? Still rolling. All right. I think you can see right there what we got. You guys can see what this soffit looks like. I'm gonna get some ABS glue and glue that up. I have to put weight on that to keep that up. The next joist over, I have my finger wedged between the pipe and the joist. And you can see there's a slight angle up, very minor, just enough to keep the water down in the low spot. So I'm going to jam this in there as a temporary shim to keep the water from coming. There we go. Can't get my head up in here. There we go. I'm gonna hold it. Whew. Now inside that closet under the stairs, I'll have to get this fastened up so that it's supported and doesn't put any stress on this joint here. I followed it all the way to where it exits the house, and I look back the other way, which I'll show you. All the way back there. No more breaks or interruptions. Alrighty, back to where we started. We want to know if this will power this during a massive rain event. And we already know that it's got enough power to kick it on, but how long is it going to last? First thing I'm going to do is plug this in so that this is at 100% all the time. Our input's around 160 watts. That'll keep this thing charged. Alright, so I'm going to plug this in. And I probably should go up there and check that joint. Let her go. Fill her up with some water and try to get an idea of how far and how long we can run this for. For those of you who aren't familiar with how these French drains work, see that white PVC at the bottom of your screen? That's where the water comes from. It gathers it from around your foundation, dumps it into this pit, and then that pump kicks on and pumps it outside. Okay, picture that is a torrential downpour. Now I'm going to plug the Jackery in and we'll pump all this water out. There it goes, going down. We're using 500 watts. So this thing should run continuous for about 2 hours. That is a massive torrential downpour. Some things to note is the water squirting out the side of that sump pit, or that sump pump down there. Looks like we're going to have another job of replacing that pump pretty soon. But it's still working. See how fast it sucked that down. So this Jackery will run this pump for 2 hours straight, uninterrupted. You will have to have a massive rain event because this emptied this with the hose on. So you would have to have like a natural disaster basically. This will give you a fighting chance. But under a normal massive rain event, I got a feeling that the pump will empty the pit. It'll turn off. It'll take 5 minutes or so to fill up. It'll empty within 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and keep going to that cycle. That'll give you hours and hours and hours. Enough for you to get a game plan together. There's a lot of different uses for these little solar generators. I got two 100 watt panels that connect into here when I'm out camping. I'll show you some video of that setup right now. Testing out the Jackery panels. So we've got 133 watts out of these two 100 watt panels. That's the most I can get. It's about noon, June something. You can use this to power your freezer. Your freezer is going to draw a lot less than this sump pump. I'll actually go hook it up to my basement freezer. I've got two basement freezers, so I'll go hook it up and we'll take a look and see how much it draws from a standard chest freezer. The freezer just kicked on and we are drawing 91 watts. Keep in mind 10 of those watts are the internal power inverter. So this will run continuously for roughly 10 hours. So that was probably the most asked question that I get on my solar generator videos. Will it power a freezer? I had it plugged in for several hours and I didn't even really notice a change. Of course, it's in my basement, which is cool. And I have it on this lowest setting. My guess is you could run your freezer for several days. Now, if you had solar panels, I put up a video clip, I'll probably put it up again, of how this hooks up to the two 100 watt solar panels. With that setup, you could run this indefinitely, forever. You could run it forever and never run out of battery. Unless you lived somewhere where it was very, very, very cloudy. Link will be in the description. Go check it out. Read up on the specifications. I will be doing a video on how to replace the sump pump. I will go into detail more on the failures of that sump pump that I used in the demonstration of this. You know, the holes that are in it, if you remember from the video, it was like spurting out the sides. It was in pretty bad shape. So without Jackery sending this to me, I probably would not have gone to that house and said, hey, can I make a video on your sump pump? And if there was ever a situation where they needed that sump pump, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. It would have flooded their house. So again, thank you, Jackery. Goodbye.